Welcome to a little tomfoolery, Rob Little and Tommy Ryman. A podcast filled with laughs and gaffs, guffaws and haws, and maybe a picture of a dog. A little tomfoolery, a little tomfoolery, a little tomfoolery. A little tomfoolery, a little tomfoolery, a little tomfoolery. Fools!
Good morning, good day, and good evening, and welcome to a little tomfoolery with your host, Rob Little. And as always, we like to bring in our very special co-host. We're happy to have him back, Tommy Ryman.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to be back. I'm so excited. Another episode of A Little Tomfoolery with Rob Little and Tommy Ryman. So glad we could get you to get back on the show as well. Your schedule opened up. You're here.
Now, Tommy, it looks like you moved.
I did. Because this is a special day today. We have our first guest, and it's an in-person guest. It's a human. It's not Zoom. So I moved to the official A Little Tomfoolery guest couch. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I like the colors. I actually wore the shirt to match your blinds. And so
salmon blinds.
Yeah.
Shirt.
Dude,
turquoise.
How was your week?
It's been good. It's all a blur because it's like 90 degrees in Minnesota, so it's been very hot. But I've been doing tons of spots. I did some guest sets with the comedian Erica Rhodes was in town.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which was super fun. Then my friend Akeem Woods, I did. He was headlining Cis-Fist, so I did a spot on his show, and then
he was headlining what show?
Cis-Fist. It's a really good comedy club, also in Minneapolis. That's part of a brewery. But
never heard of it.
Backroom is a comedy club. And then I went to the House of Comedy at the Mall of America and did a guest set with Ryan Niemiller. And my buddy Dave Yates was opening for him. So I did every club in the Twin Cities pretty much. So I think I get like some kind of achievement unlocked. I feel like
it's like a t-shirt or something, right? You should get at the end of that.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. So this is what's going on. I've had a crazy stressful week.
Oh no.
Yeah, super. It's okay. So Royal Caribbean obviously is been a big stressful thing right now because it's debating whether or not I want to do this contract. They keep throwing this 4 to 6 months at me, and I don't want to do it. 100% do not want to do this, but I also do not want to lose my home. So
oh yeah, that would be.
I mean, it'd be a great house for somebody to win in a bank, in a foreclosure.
At an auction?
Yeah.
Like, it's all been updated. Looks like somebody was really happy and enjoyed this place. Oh.
Right. So they already told me what ship and what itinerary I got.
Oh, wow.
But they just haven't given me what dates yet.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So yeah, so that's been crazy stressful. So
what I saw too, you did your third cameo, which made me excited. You're just the cameo boy.
These cameos are fun. How long do you do them for?
They were like over a minute. I wanted to keep talking, but I don't want to look desperate, because they're coming to me for the like. I want them to be like, oh, he must have been really busy. He took a little bit of time. Not that I was like, hey, this is so excited. I can send you this message. What else do you, I've been sending them extra ones, and like, that's enough. Please, we just wanted the one video of you. Like, okay. Oh, okay.
I am what you said. I'm the desperate guy. I must be because I talk at least 5 minutes.
Oh, wow. Well, you do always go over.
I know. Shut up. I do. It's because I'm having fun with it. So I'm just making up stories that me and like this last one I did was for this guy's birthday. And the lady said, we've seen you in like 3 different cities. And so I'm like, oh, remember when we were in Omaha, we did this and this. And I'm just making up stuff. And, every one of them have wrote me back and go, we can't believe how much you gave us. It was so awesome. One of them said they were going to put it in the wedding video at the person's wedding.
Wow.
I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then I thought, man, we should be charging more. That's what we should be. I mean, I'm giving them more. We should charge them more. I always feel like you give people more than what they expect.
Yeah.
And then they feel like it was worth it,
Yeah. And as long as you're having fun.
No new Patreon people this week. I'm a little upset about that. We got to push that, buddy.
That's okay, but we're gonna up we're gonna give out some different rewards. So, but we'll let them know that in the future, and then I think people are really gonna hop on. And now they can join at like $1 if they want to be a fine fool. They can you just got find some change. You could throw it our way for this high production. Maybe I could get, we could purchase a second microphone for when we have a guest.
That's 100. That's exactly what it's for. I just got our monthly bill for our hosting and everything. So that's all been hitting my credit card every time. So a lot of people don't look at that kind of stuff, but we're not really pocketing any of this money. I mean, at first we pocket it and then we're like, hey, should we share it? And then we're like, no. And then, and then we're like, oh, we should give your mom a few bucks for the song. And then we're like, she wanted to do it anyways.
And for her. Yeah, we're trying to do our best.
Right. So yeah, we got the dollar one in there now. And you know what's funny is when I was setting that up, the Patreon website's like, don't do a $1, up your minimum. And I was like, we don't care. We just want people to enjoy and show. If they want to show their support, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Be part of the club. Be a fine fool. Fine fool. Awesome fools. Whatever fool. Look at
Supreme Fool's what we're looking for. That's the one.
I'm so excited to bring our guests on. So I don't want to rush anymore.
I know. Let's do it. We're ready.
And she is an amazing fool and just a wonderful person in general. I'm so excited for this guest, Rob. I've known her for years. The world has known her from Last Comic Standing, from Scream Queens on Fox. She has a dry bar. She's fantastic. She's my best friend. Please welcome the first guest to Little Tomfoolery, Andy Erikson.
Yeah, Andy. Hi, Andy.
We're doing it.
This is happening.
This is it. This is our first one. You know what? We'll have you back in 100 episodes and show how much we've transformed, which will probably be 0. Same couch, same everything.
Yeah, we move slow. But
yeah, I want to be the last guest. So
first and last?
Yeah. So however that works.
So that's today. Today will be our first and last guest.
Wait, no.
She said she wanted to be the last.
I get
taking you down.
No. Andy, it's awesome. Your hair is looking amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. You look so. The people that are listening can't say. You go to YouTube and check her out. She's adorable. And you can't help but love her just looking at her. So, I mean, that's how I feel about Tommy, too. So both of you guys are just, my heart's just bursting with love right now. I'm so happy to look at both of you.
I just think it's crazy to be in the same room as another person to do an interview. Like, there's no.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
We just put so much hand sanitizer on our body.
Yeah. So we're double vaxxed.
And we're vaxxed. So
yeah.
Nice. Andy, you just did something that I know you talk about it in your act when you do your fingers. And when you did we're double vax. I just want to, every time I see that, I just feel like there's got to be an ET joke in there somewhere.
Yeah. I have had people just go like ET.
Yeah. Just put a little red something on the tip of it. And
I could do a whole act on my hands.
Oh, that's adorable. So it's going to be weird because you two are going to have to like turn and look at each other sometimes, right?
More, and then back here into one, camera 2, camera 5.
When you turn your head towards me, Tommy, you can't hear you barely at all. But when you turned it back,
okay, so we have to go like this.
Yeah, okay. Unfortunately for right now,
that's fine.
Like
we get some more Patreon people. By the way, thanks, Andy. You're one of our Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, did you guys know if you become a Patreon, you get to be a guest?
Yeah, totally. That was, and the funny thing was, and Tommy probably knows this. Here, I think I'm being all sweet and nice. I'm like, oh my God, Andy, we want you to be because Andy subscribed. And then I immediately saw the email. And Tommy doesn't see him. So I saw the email first. So I'm like, oh my God, let me contact her. And so I'm writing her and we haven't really got to chat that much. So I'm writing Andy. I'm like, oh, we got to surprise Tommy. He's going to be so excited. And I'm getting, and you're like, yeah, you're going right along with it.
Yes.
Like it's nothing. And then I find out you're literally sitting right next to him as we're talking about this. And he already knew. And then I'm the idiot in the background, just go, oh, what? You guys already knew? Oh,
I know. I saw that, and I remember when you're like, oh, we're gonna surprise Tommy, and I was like, Tommy already knows, but I was like, oh well, we'll see what happens.
So dumb.
Surprise! I didn't even know.
See? I thought he would go along. I thought he'd be smart enough to just be like, whoa.
Now, I didn't know we were doing cosplay for this show. You're in your Pokemon.
Oh,
Tommy's in
right.
the Superman. I am the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, apparently. So what's the deal with Pokemon? Are you a huge fan or something? What's going on?
Huge fan. I've been
Really?
playing all pandemic. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm playing right now. There's like a Slowpoke in the yard.
That was also my favorite candy growing up, the Slowpoke on the stick.
Okay, you don't eat Slowpoke.
Well, my mom, it was like it would slow me down. You know, when the English bulldogs eat too fast and they put all those distractions in the bowl for them so they can't get to their food. That was the Slowpoke for me. So I couldn't eat them fast.
See, my mom growing up would buy red hot tamales and black licorice because she like didn't think we would like it. So she could be the only one eating candy. She'd have this horrible candy.
What?
Loving black licorice and red hots.
It just gave you horrible tasting candy now.
That's two weird mixes too, because I like the red hots, but I don't like black licorice. But putting them together,
Yeah.
ugh.
Good.
Really? You should have saw your face just now. You're like, oh, so good.
So good.
My mom would drink caffeine-free Diet Coke soda, and Annie and I would run out of our soda, but we would never have that. But we still wanted pop, so we'd like plug our nose just to get the carbon. I was like, just drink it; it's the worst.
Really?
Diet Coke caffeine-free. I have some Pokemon questions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, please.
You play the Pokemon game.
Mhm.
That's like your big, because I've done that with you, and we
Yes.
walk places.
Mhm.
What is your favorite? Like, what was your best Pokemon that you got? Like, didn't you get one far like in another country?
Oh yeah, I've gotten a Kangaskhan,
Oh wow.
Farfetch.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, those are regional to Japan.
Right.
Wow.
I actually every year they do Pokemon Go.F.S in Chicago where you meet and everyone goes and you play Pokemon together in Chicago. And I told my husband I had a comedy gig.
Are you serious?
Bought tickets in a hotel and went to Chicago. But I eventually told him, I was like, oh no, I'm going to play Pokemon Go.
There was no gig?
There was no gig.
Andy.
I was just like, I didn't, I wanted to go play Pokemon. And it was too embarrassing.
I don't know. I think he would be proud.
Eventually, then I invited him to the next year, and he said no. He said no, thank you. Go by yourself. Yeah, he said you'll have fun.
The funny thing is, you two are so much alike, and I kind of feel bad for the people you're married to because they got to deal with all this.
I feel bad because they're so obsessive. Oh my god,
our spouses
love Pokemon. He loves Pokemon.
There's no way he loves Pokemon. He loves you, and so he will play it.
It's too much for me right now.
Yeah,
I was just
loves it when I lie about having a gig, and then when I go to a comic book convention and spend the money that she assumed I was going to make. It's just
you are cheating on him with Pikachu is what you're doing. I was antiquing and these two kids come running in. Like this was just like 2 weeks ago, and they're yelling something like "okay, or whatever it was. I'm sure that's probably a fancy one, but they ran in and like just stood there and they're like doing this, and this, and I'm like, do you guys need help with something? Or they were like freaking out. Whatever was in that antique store was something that was.
So they're catching.
Yeah. But they were speaking. Is there a language for this or something?
They were saying the names of the Pokemon. He thinks it's another language.
Yeah.
They have.
Was it Shadow Mewtwo?
Oh yeah. I totally remember what it was. You don't think I would have said it already if I knew what the heck it was? It was Shaka Khan or something. I don't know what it was. It wasn't
Shaka Khan. Genghis Khan. Was it Genghis?
No, I'm joking. It wasn't. I don't know what it was. You guys are so disappointed.
Now I need to know.
You didn't do any of your research, Rob. You were supposed to learn every Pokemon name before Andy got here.
How many are there really? Like
There's like 1,000 now.
There's 1,000. You could actually collect all them, right?
Yeah. Did you know that the Pokemon franchise makes more money than any other toy franchise, even more than Star Wars?
How is there no like major motion? There was a Pokemon movie, wasn't there?
Yeah, with Ryan Reynolds, the Pikachu movie.
There's multiple.
Did you do any research for this podcast?
Not about Pokemon. I did do something else, but geez, now I feel bad. I'm sorry.
I brought some stuff for gifts for the Patreon too. For you guys.
What?
Whoa.
I self-published a stand-up comedy journal, and I've stopped selling them now.
Really?
So I have, yeah, because it was just too much work to mail them out to people, and I didn't want to overcharge. I wanted to make them affordable. So now I'm giving them away. So the next 2 people who become Patreons can have my stand-up comedy journal if they
Ooh.
want. So it's a daily journal. So if you want to give those out, if you guys want one too, I will give you.
Really detailed, specific though. It says like, write an impression of you as Harrison Ford eating taco.
Yeah.
So was there a gateway game that got you into Pokemon, or was Pokemon somebody said, hey, let's do this for fun? And you're like, I'm going to do it for the next 16 years and lie to my husband and travel all over the world.
When I was a child, Pokemon was my like favorite game. And I loved it so much that literally every night before I went to bed, I would pray that Pokemon would be real. I would pray. I'd wake up and I'd look out my window because I was told prayer worked. I was told it was real. I thought I literally believed in prayer. I thought it was magic spells. I would look out my window and I would look for Pokemon. I would look for Pikachus and Pidgeys. Every morning I would look and they were never there.
Maybe they were. You just didn't have the app yet.
And then in July of 2016, comedian Mike Lester goes, hey, have you heard of this Pokemon app? And he shows it to me. I'm at an open mic and it's like, you can see Pokemon out in the real map. I left the open mic, hadn't even gone on stage yet. I just left, played with my phone and wandered around the city, just playing Pokemon from that point on forever. So,
what? That's great. Oh,
it's
my
so
Lord.
cool because that's what I wanted. This was my dream.
Yeah. And it became
real. You can go and find them. You can collect them.
Now, some would say prayer works.
It just took like 10 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. Prayer does work.
Oh, that's awesome. Now I got to pray for Thundercats to be real.
I want to pray that Superman's real.
Okay, you guys are right. It works.
I didn't know it was this exciting to do it. I mean, I've seen the hordes, like when they show videos of like 500 people running across the street.
The messaging of the word hordes is kind of just, it's maybe
rude.
Gallivant.
Gallivant.
Zombies all running, terrifying, breaking into buildings and stuff. Do you have any of the cards though? Because that's what's going crazy now is the Pokemon cards. Because then like Logan Paul and all these guys, they have like $1 million graded Charizard, right? Do you have?
Yeah, I have all 151. I have some that are pretty rare, but I have no interest in selling them.
Right.
What do you think your most valuable one is?
I probably have one worth maybe like 800. I don't have any that are like super. It's because I was played as a child and I kept them all. They're not mint though.
Oh, okay. You played with them so much. You're like, please be real.
Prayed over by Andy Erikson.
Prayed over. That's what. See, you should get your agent or whoever manages you to come out with a Pokemon special edition. Andy Erikson been prayed over Pokemons. How cool would that be? You could sell those at your shows. Oh my God.
But you know what I realized though?
Not a lot of people will do it.
You don't know.
Okay.
But as I was thinking about Pokemon in general, I realized, we actually have Pokemon. They're just cats and dogs and squirrels. It's like, they're just animals. It's like you can actually have an animal and it'll be your friend. They're called pets.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys have a couple Growliths and a Meowth.
Meowth? Is that what the cat one's called?
Yeah. Or a person.
That actually transitions good into our segment.
Yes.
The dog of the week.
Dog of the week.
Dog of the week.
Yay.
This week, it's a different kind of dog because it's a cat. This is Mountain Goat.
Wow. That is a close-up picture of Mountain Goat.
Yeah, he's right in his face.
If that's not a mouth, I don't know what it or Meowth.
That's Meowth.
It looks like Alex is playing Pokemon in the background.
Oh yeah, somebody's in the background. Nice.
Back there.
Is his eyes really that big? Like, or is this just a super close-up picture?
Well, you'll see in the next photo.
Okay, sorry. Next picture, Tommy.
Here's there.
What happened to his eyes there? The cat is plotting to kill you. Nice.
I was not planning that photo when I took it. Later on, I looked back and I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious.
This is super funny picture. If you are listening to the podcast right now, there's a book on a table. It says the cat is plotting to kill you. And then her cat is standing right next to it with his eyes real squinty, like, yeah, enjoy your last night because this is it. That is a great picture. And you got DirecTV, which is nice. So
yeah, just showing off so we can watch the Vikings games from LA.
You can see your DirecTV remote in the background.
The story behind this one, so Andy will have to tell us a little more information.
Oh my God, who is this? You, Andy?
That's me.
Adorable.
And I have no idea how to hold a dog.
Yeah,
You're doing a good job. It's on your lap.
yeah.
Like someone
Now,
put it there and said, "We're gonna take a picture," and I'm like, "What's going on?"
Maybe you're also posing because you're kind of like, "Hello, boys," and then the dog.
How old were you in this photo?
I could have been 2 or 3. I was a very tall child, so anywhere from 2 to 7.
Oh wow. Okay.
I was just gonna say, there's no way you were 2 or 3. You're like 16 in this.
I know, right? I can drive.
And do you know the dog's name?
That's Abby.
Abby.
That's Abby, my little puppy.
Aw.
That's a
August
cute dog. Oh, that's adorable. Thanks for sharing with us.
No
That
problem.
was awesome.
A lot of people during the pandemic were trying to figure out what to do, and I was impressed because you were in grad school for the pandemic, so you ended up getting a degree.
Yeah. While everyone else was learning how to make bread, I got a degree in screenwriting.
Yay!
You did?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like some people are like, oh, whatever. But other people think it's like this really big deal to get your master's degree.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, whatever. It was just kind of fun. But like my mom wanted to give me a present, have a party.
Now you got a master's degree in screenwriting?
Yeah.
I just think master's degree sounds cool because
Yeah.
it's like, I'm the master of this, the
Yeah.
master of screenwriting.
Wow. So I'm going to end up having a ton of questions for you probably because I've taken a bunch of screenwriting classes
Oh, sweet.
because I'm working on an animated movie.
Oh my gosh.
And I've been working and I'm like very visual, so I need to write down each step. So I printed off this thing that helps me write screenplays. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these, but it's I got it from Andy Erikson.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. No way. Oh my gosh.
So I like to keep track of where I'm, right. I'm just at the log line right now, so I'm not very good at it, but
That's so funny.
you guys, you didn't even notice that the whole time it's been
No,
up there.
part of me was like, is that the thing I made? Just
Yes. How would you not know that? You're drawing and everything. Come on.
I know.
But I am really writing a screenplay. I've never done one before. And so I've always had this movie idea. And when I lived in New York City, and it wasn't the pandemic. It was, I hated New York City so much. So instead of going out into the city, I just sat at home and worked on a screenplay idea. And I took like probably 10 classes. And I still struggle with it. So to get your master's is unbelievable over the pandemic. It was like 10 months you had a master's.
It was 2-year program. So we started in person and then went into lockdown and did all over Zoom, which was actually pretty great to be able to, like, you can take screenwriting classes on Zoom. We feel bad for like the production people who had like make movies.
Oh yeah. I took it. I wasn't on Zoom. I just did it. It was online though. The ones I did. So you would write stuff and then you'd submit it. And then what I thought was weird, I don't know if you did this in your classes, but we had to critique everybody else's writings.
Yeah.
And then the teacher would critique too. But I was like, I'm learning. What do you mean critique? I thought it sounded boring. You should go back to the drawing board is what I mean. Most of them, I didn't even know what to say,
Yeah, that's what's really fun too, is like you make like this really profound statement about how, the midpoint, you really need to change stadiums and, location or whatever. And then the teacher comes in and goes, no, I think it's fine. You're just like,
really?
Idiot.
I never got that response. I think it's fine. Every time there was something wrong, something I was doing. They kept telling me that I was writing. It was like every act was like its own short story. So I wasn't
Yes.
meshing them in well enough or something. It was driving me nuts.
Did you learn about the inciting incident?
Yeah.
Okay, what's so funny is like I'm evaluating all these film stuff with my friends and we would watch movies and stuff, and Alex would overhear me and he would try to chime in, and we were like watching a movie, and one day he was like, "Was that the exciting incident?"
It kind of is when you say it that way.
And then like every 10 minutes of the movie, "Was that the exciting incident?"
Now I see why he's going into acting. It's
I know, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's fun though. Let's swap scripts. I love writing. Tommy, you write scripts too.
I have, but I'm terrible at it. But I should use your form. But all my critiques for everybody's scripts are just like, just put Matt Damon in it. Can you put Matt Damon in it? Just put Matt Damon and Batman in this. Why aren't there more dragons? They get mad at me. They're like, it's a movie about jury duty. Like, what? There should be a dragon at least.
What's really cool though about grad school was you do learn so much. I know some people like say like, oh, you don't need school to necessarily learn screenwriting, or they tell you like, oh, just write. But like, there is so many things you can learn, and I learned like different ways to make scripts better. So now I'm actually like much better at giving notes, because you can look at a script and know like why something's not working, instead of just being like, this sucks.
Really?
You should get your master's. I think you'd really enjoy it. You could do it from a cruise ship.
I would love to.
Masters of the universe, though.
I have the power. I would instead of getting the master's, I'd rather just take what I'm working on and show the master, and then,
that's
you just give me some notes as we go. Yeah, and then you'll be one of the writers when it gets Pixar picks it up.
I can't wait.
Yeah, let's talk about the near-death thing.
Is that
yeah,
or you did, or is it a full-on death thing?
I'm working on my bits about it, but yeah, my husband found me, like, he was like, hey, dinner time. And I was just like unresponsive, which, okay, it seems scary, but to me, what was really funny was like, he found me unresponsive, but like, to me, I think it's hilarious that he didn't know anything was wrong right away, because I normally just don't respond to him, which is just not good. It's like, this is something I need to work on.
Is he like, don't move, she's probably tracking a Pokemon right now?
Yeah. Like, oh God, she's busy right now. I guess I'm just not interesting enough for her. So I need to work on that. I need to, if someone asks me a question, you need to reply right away. So in case you're dead, which I wasn't dead, I just passed out.
Do you always reply with like, I'm alive?
I'm alive. I mean, after I got back from the hospital, they would call me up for dinner, and then they stopped calling. They would come down and be like, dinner.
Really?
Yeah. And I'd be like, I'm fine.
Okay.
But
so what happened? You passed out. Why did you pass out?
Well, I have a heart condition, and I just been having like getting dizzy. So, and passing out. My blood pressure was just really low. So they found me, they woke me up, and then they called an ambulance, and like the ER people came, and then they took me to the hospital.
Right.
And got checked in there. And then while I was checked in there, then I had two, I like to call them heart events.
Okay.
Like a heart event, just
right.
more fun than like a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah. At the event,
event,
there's a cotton candy machine.
It's
super fun. Okay.
And honestly, I didn't even come up with it. That's what the nurse said. Like, oh, you had 2 heart events. And I'm like, wait, what happened?
Yeah. It was on Facebook.
Yeah.
We scheduled that too. Then the other event.
Yeah.
Nobody showed up to the second one, but the doctor did. So that's good.
We sold a lot of tickets. But yeah, so I guess I'd, like while I was there, they were monitoring me, and over the night, my heart started beating so fast that it wasn't pumping blood. And then they had to shock it. So like my things were beeping off. I was unconscious. I didn't know any of this, but they came in and they like shocked me, and they had to resuscitate me 2 times.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know any of that until I like woke up in the ICU. And then they were like worried, like, is she okay? Cause they didn't know if there'd been brain damage. They didn't know how long I was out. And like, my husband had said something like, wow, you're really lucky to be at this hospital. It's a really good hospital. And the first thing I said when they took the the like ventilator out was like, this hospital ain't great. Look how small their TV is. I just made like a joke, and they're like, okay, she's gonna be fine. She's not
She had
great.
2 events and she wants a flat screen. That's 60 inch.
Yeah.
I'll be back in the ambulance so I can catch some Pokemon around here.
I know.
See,
Driving
if
around
you-
really slow.
Now, if they could have charged you more, like if you had better insurance, they would have got you in the flat screen room.
That would have been. I really, honestly, I did pay the ambulance bill. I think $800, which isn't actually that bad considering it's like
Yeah.
That's
They're
just
kinda
one of your
crazy.
cards.
yeah, it's one of my
One
Pokemon
Pokemon card.
cards.
Yeah.
But afterwards too, it was funny because like the nurses were amazing. This was during COVID. It was June, so it was like lockdown. But like the nurses were so sweet and so nice. And one of them came in and complimented me because they were like, "Wow, like what's really weird? Normally people break bones in their ribs, but she's like, you have really flexible ribs."
Flexible?
Yeah, she was like, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm flexible." But she was like really, she was like, "We're really impressed. Normally, just the things just break all over the place." But
Really?
We loved resuscitating you. So
yeah, I was just
easy.
like, "Look at that, so smooth."
You know what would be fun? Have a live memorial and have all the local comics come in and act like they're doing your funeral, and you get to be there and hear all these nice things. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Honestly, that's what did basically happen. Was that week people were, I got my like ranking on Facebook went up way up because I got so many comments and likes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We sent you stuffed animals.
oh my gosh.
I was like, this will solve it.
They did a campaign to like bring me to like get me stuffed animals to cheer me up, which was so exciting. I got like 300 or 400 stuffed animals, like hundreds of stuffed animals, which was super exciting. But then you realize I don't get to keep them all.
Why?
My mom can't, she just couldn't. There's just no room in her house. So then it turned into like the Bachelorette for stuffed animals, where I'm trying to decide like which ones I'm going to keep or not. And it was really stressful because you're like spending time with them and you're like, is this for the right reasons? You're just like trying to
Now,
figure it out. I only got to keep a handful.
Oh, I wish
don't-
I'd done that.
I don't want to make another parallel to ET here, but when he was in the closet and there's all those animals around him and he's hiding in the middle of them, there you
So
are,
true.
right?
I am dear.
That's
Yep, that's my life.
adorable.
I
So
would've been-
are you a big stuffed animal fan or something? Is that
Yes.
why? Okay.
I go to the store and I see them and I know that they are sad and I have to buy them and bring them home because of course they're sad. They're
so
like,
sweet.
they're in a store.
Yeah.
I just
I
can't open
feel like you hit when you were holding that puppy, that is the age range you stopped at. She's like, you know what? This is good. This is the best it's ever gonna get. I need stuffed animals and Pokemon the rest of my life.
Oh, it's so
The
true.
only reason why I want to get older is to make money so I can fly to other cities. and capture
Yeah, I
them.
can't get my own airline ticket.
Right. That's adorable. Oh my god.
It's so true. Me and Tommy are so alike.
Just
Yeah.
You
pretty
stopped aging
similar.
too.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I first met Tommy, because I was like, this is like
My ribs
little
aren't as
brother.
flexible, though.
Did you break something? Your
Yeah,
collarbone?
I broke collarbone.
Yeah.
I'm very frail.
So you're okay now? Everything good now?
They've been monitoring me. Yeah, I'm on some new medications. I'm still dealing with heart failure, but they say you can live with that. You just
You can,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
just monitor it, whatever.
Every
It
now
did
and
change
then.
my perspective. I was like, shit, I could die. Crap, I did.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go to Japan. We're planning on going to Japan in a little bit. Like, let's
Really?
just get everything done. Let's try to do some fun shit just in case.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Japan?
Yeah, I love it. It's amazing. Have you been?
I've never been overseas.
Oh my gosh, you should.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I mean,
Really?
the pandemic has made everything like you can't travel there. Probably not for another year or so. but
Yeah. You weren't there
it's so
before
worth
the pandemic, were you?
Yeah.
Patient one.
Oh, in 2017, I was there. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, you probably were chasing Pokemon right there.
We had a deal where we weren't gonna play, so I only played like in the airports because otherwise.
Why were you going there if you weren't going to play? Oh my, is this the deal? Your husband's like, you're not playing. And you're
You
just
know.
walking around with your arm up, just capturing it. Because Japan, they're not reaching high. So you're getting all of them.
Oh yeah, I can get all of them. People took pictures with me just just me, just standing there, tall and pigtails. I probably looked like I was supposed to be someone.
They're like real life anime character.
I was just gonna say that real life anime.
But we went to a Pokemon center in Osaka where they just sell Pokemon toys and stuff, and then you can get like free stuff there too. And we went, we found it, and we went. And this was like on a Thursday, and we were flying out Friday the next night. So we went Thursday, and then we went later that night, Thursday night. So I was like, well, we're flying out tomorrow. And then before we went to the airport, we stopped at the Pokemon Center again, and then made it to Osaka to fly home. We went 3 times in like 24 hours.
Your husband's gotta love you. I mean, that's the only way.
I'm gonna
share it, please. Please. How about we do one of our segments?
Okay, yep.
Bonus segment for patrons. And one of them is our Patreon member that we're doing the bonus segment for. So
it's me, right?
Yeah, we're just doing this for you, Andy. I don't know. This might be dumb, but I just think it's gonna be silly and fun. And you can answer whatever way you want. Who cares, right? But I'm calling it the 5 Q.A.S.O.F.S. It's an acronym. Questions about something our friend shellacked. I mean, I can't think of an S word. It's either shellac. It's something you finish, something you've done, something. Okay. So in woodworking, if you shellac something, you're at the finished. You're at the end of the project, right? So I was trying to think of silly S words at the end of it. And queso, it sounds like we're having some queso, but it's questions about something our friend finished, basically. And so this is our guest, Andy Erikson, was on the hit Fox show Scream Queens. It's a slasher comedy about sororities, right?
Yes.
Were you in a sorority?
No, I was not. But my roommate in college desperately wanted to be, and every night cried because she hated being my roommate and wanted her dad to pay for her to be in a sorority. So I heard her go, "Daddy, please, Daddy." And she got out, so I didn't have to have a roommate second semester. She was in a sorority. Yeah, I think they're great.
I loved this show that you were on. I loved it. I was like, I like the Greek part of it. I thought it was pretty funny. How was it making out with John Stamos? How was that? I saw something. I wasn't sure if you were actually kissing. It was him or Taylor Lautner, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah. In the show, we did not kiss, but I did do a selfie with him and held my phone up, and then he like kissed me on the cheek in the picture. But I was so surprised that it's incredibly blurry. So it's just like a blur, and I couldn't be like, "Can you do that again?"
Yeah.
Like really slow, and then
really slow. Don't move so hard. And could you use more tongue?
Yeah, just like lick my cheek. Alex is over there like, "What's happening?"
Now, did you become besties with Jamie Lee Curtis or Kirstie Alley?
Jamie Lee Curtis was amazing, so fun, so funny. Just a professional too. She directed an episode and got to boss John Stamos around, which was so fun.
Was it?
Oh, you sit here. The camera's gonna go here, and he's like, "All right." Yeah, she was so hilarious, and Kirstie Alley was great. She came and chatted, and she talked about, I think she has like a house just for her ferrets. I might be making that up, but I think she has a separate house for her ferrets. But you know what? She might not have told me that, and that might be a secret, but whatever. Wow. It's probably in the news. It's probably not even true. I don't know what I'm talking about.
See what I mean? That's what's great about Q.A.S.O.F.S.
You learn something new.
I'm getting all the perfect answers. This is amazing.
I hope it's not a lie, and I'm just spreading that like she has an extra house.
You heard it here first, folks.
I already said you can answer whatever way you want. This doesn't have to be true.
I answer with lies.
Yeah, this is all BS. So who cares? That's awesome. Now was she jealous how skinny you are? Because she's been fighting that her whole life, right?
No,
I'm like, she wasn't.
She looked good when I saw her.
Because that's how I feel around Tommy. Like I'm really, Tommy's so skinny, and I'm just like, come on, can we go to another diner? And he's like, we've already been to 3. This is.
She did say she was jealous of Tommy. She did. She mentioned that.
Now the movie is a slash, or the show's a slasher. Did you? I can't tell you how much time I spent looking for the video, but did you?
The video of me dying?
Yes.
I have it in my reel.
It's not on your website, and it's not
I know,
on YouTube.
This is the reel I send out, but yeah, I got murdered.
How? That's
so
what I was looking.
They tricked me with cookies. So they put cookies on the ground. I was like, oh my gosh, cookies. And I like lean down to get the cookies and then they hang me. But because I'm so tall, they can't get my body up because that's the joke too, I'm just so tall. So they're trying to hang me and they just can't. And then finally they do. And I had a stunt double and it was so cool.
You had your stunt double? That's amazing.
Yeah, they had a stunt double because like she had to dangle by this contraption. So I just had to, they put a thing around my neck and literally pulled it up. It got caught in my hair. So one time I'm like, I'm really getting strangled here. And they're like, do you need to take a 5? I was like, yeah, I need to take a 5. I need some more cookies. Come on, guys, what's happening here?
Did you get to pick the cookies?
No, it was snickerdoodles. They did ask. I had a couple options because they also asked if I had a peanut allergy. I was like, that'd be a weird way to go.
Yeah, in a TV show and you lose it. Oh man.
And then in another episode, I was eating a sandwich, and every scene you retake, they have to bring you a fresh sandwich. So I was just eating sandwiches all day. That was really fun.
You just did the thing I prayed on my whole life. I'd look out the window and I'm like, please bring me another sandwich. Oh my God, that is amazing.
Yep.
So you got to be like kind of one of those like, I'm gonna need another sandwich.
Like, yeah. And then they asked me like what kind of sandwich, but they
that was my next question.
Yeah.
What sandwich was it?
I ended up going, they warned me, like, you're gonna be eating a lot of sandwiches. So light is best. So it was just one piece of like ham and like one piece of cheese. It was like the most simple sandwich ever. Because if it would have been like
Did you ever take an acting class where they taught you how to eat on camera?
Well, I know what's so funny is I got this acting gig without ever taking any acting classes, never going to an audition before.
Really?
It was my first audition. I went in and I was like, okay, that was fun. And then I got it. I booked a recurring guest star role. My first, and even in the audition room, I was like, this is fun.
I can't tell you.
And then even while I was in there, they were like, okay, then we'll do it a couple ways. And they were kind of coaching me. And then I was like, I'm an actor. And then they were like, you are an actor, right?
You're like, I'm a comedian is what I do. You're so lucky. That is like most actors, like your husband's probably like going, he goes into hundreds of auditions. When I lived in LA, there were so many I went through. And you would never, you might get callbacks, you know, you didn't even have to do a callback.
No, well, what thing is they had a part for someone they wanted who had Marfan syndrome, which I have, and they wanted someone tall. And they looked on Twitter, found me on Twitter, reached out to my manager who had just dropped me the week before. So they reached out to her. She messaged me, said, hey, they want you on this show. Ryan Murphy's the person who does his casting for him wanted me on. So I went and did the audition, like did the audition.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then booked it. And then I love that story because it's just like, oh, what? It's easy. You just go and they find you. Like, don't they find you? And then you go and then you work for a couple months.
You get sandwiches.
And then you get like a bunch of fans and it's amazing.
My dream. Like it's a Greek thing. There's sandwiches. You have a death scene.
You should have been Chanel number, I think they got to number 9 or 10. You could have been Chanel number 11.
Yeah,
I was number 7 of Chanel number 7. But here's the thing though. Afterwards, I decided to dive into acting and I got to do a bunch of cool auditions and stuff, but I got to see how hard it was and how freaking difficult the process is. And I said, no, thank you.
And even like
until they come to me again.
This, like, what's so even more awesome about this thing for you, you got it. And then they actually aired it. Cause I mean, I got so many things that never aired, like that would get canceled or they would go a different way or just all kinds of things. And you're like, and then you're telling all your friends, like, I got this, it's going to be coming out. And then it never airs. And you're like, it was pretty easy. I just showed up. They found me on Twitter. I don't even go on Twitter anymore.
They found my tweet and then it looked.
Congratulations. That's awesome. I think I got one more. Did you? Okay. Did you get to sing with Ariana Grande or Leah Michele?
No, but we did do a slumber party scene, so I got to hit them with pillows. I got to eat a marshmallow.
This was more my dream.
I got to feed Leah Michele a marshmallow, and I did it once, and she was just like, "No more. I think that's enough." People shoving a marshmallow, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry." And then at one scene too, we're doing the pillow fight. And I
Right.
was like, you know what? I feel like the camera angle, I was like, I feel like I'm getting like a really good camera angle, but Leah Michelle is the back of her head. And I was like, do you want to switch with me so you can have the good camera angle? And she was like, oh my God, yeah. So we switched and I was like, yeah, I'm making friends. But looking back, it's like, why the fuck did I do that?
Yeah.
Like I could have had a way better reel if it was my face. But I wanted them to like me so bad. And they were
Yeah.
so nice. So sweet.
That is such a comedian's way of thinking. Please
know,
like
right?
me.
But I did get to sing with Abby Breslin and Billy Lord at the rap party at Billy Lord's house, Princess Leia's house. They had a rap party and there was a piano and we were playing piano and singing songs together. And
This is
it was amazing.
This is a new segment now. We're keeping this because look at how good. Look at these stories are amazing.
Yeah.
And I just thought they were gonna be jokey jokes, and you ended up coming. Oh, you killed.
Wait,
you
our new
crushed
segment
it.
is having her talk about Scream Queens every week?
No, we ask these goofy questions, and look what comes out of it. If
Oh,
we have a
good.
guest,
Yeah.
that was. I mean, we probably won't get great guests like this every time, but who knows?
No, I should be your guest every time. Sorry.
Yeah, we got another new guest. It's Andy Erikson. Yay. Oh man, that was awesome. Thank you for playing along with 5 Q.A.S.O.F.S. That was
You're
awesome.
welcome.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
You're
You were the
welcome.
best guest we've ever had. That was
By
amazing.
far.
Is there anything you want to plug?
Just go to my website, which is broken. So go to my new website, AndyEricksonWriter.com. Follow me on TikTok at Andy Erikson. I'm doing TikTok. Follow my husband, Alex, on TikTok. Alex Stein Comedy. He has like 50,000 followers. You guys should follow Alex.
Okay, cool.
This was good. Thanks for coming, Andy.
Woo!
And Rob, do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, I'm at Denver this week. Doing it's called Studio at Main Street. Sorry.
Very cool.
Have you ever played there?
Nope.
Yeah, it's a new one for me too, so I'm pretty excited about that. The week after that, I'm in Tulsa at the Looney Bin, and then the next week I'm with you in Omaha at the Funny Bone. So
Very
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, where are you at, buddy?
I'm going to Eau Claire tomorrow, so I don't think this might not be up in time, but I'll be opening for Akeem Woods in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and I forgot where it is, but I'll be posting that on my social medias. And then at the end of June with Rob Little at the Omaha Funny Bone.
Yay!
But this is it. What an episode. We've come to the end of a little Tomfoolery with Rob Little, as always, and Tommy Ryman. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube. Put on those notifications. Leave a comment, if you can. Please like our Facebook page, our Instagram, all of our social media. Go to our website, littletomfoolery.com, where you can find all this. Join our Patreon. And again, just thank you so much. I want to thank our guest, Andy Erikson, again. And this has been another episode of A Little Tomfoolery. Bye, fools.